Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. Let me ask you guys something. Have you ever been to Verse Battles wiki? And if you was to type in any sort of character, either from Goku, Superman, Iron Man, the Guyver from, well, Guyver, the Hulk, Thor, Vegeta, Saitama, etc. On that site, it shows you all these character stats, from how fast they are, how powerful they are, their lifting capabilities, etc. This site explains how powerful a character is from all of the series. Like, you got Goku from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, and so on and so on. There is loads of versions of Goku, and you got MCU Iron Man, the comics Iron Man, which I'm not really 100% sure how many versions of Iron Man there is in the comics. You know, different timelines. There's the animated series Iron Man. There are loads of versions of Iron Man. Like, literally loads of versions. Like, there's loads of versions of the Hulk, there's loads of versions of Vegeta, there's loads of versions of Thor, there's loads of versions of Superman, there's loads of versions of Batman. There is loads of versions of Godzilla, etc. There are loads of versions of the same character. Like I said, Iron Man, Goku, Superman, etc. Now the thing is, even though this site is okay, and even if you want to check how powerful a character is, there are loads of versions of the character that you're looking up. Well, I mean, it depends on the character that you're looking at. Like, you could have one version of character and that's it. Or you could have loads of versions like Godzilla. Like I said, it depends. Now, let's have a look at Death Battle. Now, when it comes to Death Battle, they don't really have a good track record when it comes to putting one character against another one. I mean, entertainment wise, they're great. But when it comes to their research, they're always putting other versions of characters in with other versions of characters. I mean, if they want to power scale a character with another version of that character, then that's fine. But it is unfair to mesh up other versions of the same character into one. Let me give you guys an example. Let's just say, for example, I decide to put together Dragon Ball Super Goku with Dragon Ball GT Goku, and I messed them up into one character. And I said, Dragon Ball Super Goku can do this, but GT Goku can also do this. In GT, he had Kamehameha times 10, but he also had the Ultra Instinct in the Tournament of Power. And I had that version of Goku face off against Superman Red Sun, which is basically communist Superman. Would that be fair in a fair fight? Yes or no? Well, obviously it would be unfair. Again, Death Battle has this problem when it comes to their fights. Always taking a piece there from another version and taking another piece from another version of a character. What sort of feats they've done, or what other items that they've got, or what they did in another version. And that's exactly the problem what I have when it comes to Verse Battles. I'm sick and tired of people meshing up other versions of characters into one, or taking a feat that one version of a character has done and adding it to another version of another character. And the thing is, we need to remember there are loads of versions of a character. Different stories, different timelines, feats that they're capable of, or feats that they used to do but can't do anymore, and wouldn't be able to call upon that power even if they wanted to, because that power is either lost or destroyed and they can't access that power anymore. You know, stuff like that. It's like, for example, when Goku won in the Tournament of Power, and for a while after that tournament he couldn't access the Ultra Instinct until he got to the Moro arc. You know, it's kind of something like that. There's going to be a power that you used to have but you can't access it anymore, story-wise. Or is another example, remember Gaara versus Toph when it came to Death Battle? Well, in the main series, Gaara used to have Shikaku, which was the one-tailed beast. But the thing is, Gaara doesn't have Shikaku inside of him anymore when Shikaku was taken out of him in the series. And Death Battle didn't let Gaara have Shikaku inside of him when he was facing off against Toph. And that's what I mean when it comes to power being lost, or they can't access that power anymore. I mean, if Death Battle actually let Gaara have Shikaku inside of him, and it was at the end of Naruto, and then he faced off against Toph, I would call bullcrap, because, again, Shikaku isn't in Gaara anymore. So I'm glad that Death Battle didn't include Shikaku in the fight Gaara versus Toph. And that's what I'm trying to say. Story-wise, if a character can't access a greater power because it was lost to him or he can't get it anymore, then he shouldn't be allowed to use it in a Death Battle, and that can go for any character. But I'll get back to this in a second. Okay, I'm just going to get straight to the point of what I'm trying to say. Do you guys remember Dust Robot's video Goku vs Superman? Well, video series. He did an all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman video, and I absolutely love that video series. His video series is good, but there are a couple of versions of Goku that he missed out, and there's been a few versions of Goku that's came out in the past few years. Anyways, Just a Robot started from the absolute weak version of Goku when he was a baby, and he went from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, Xeno Goku, Capsule Corp Goku, Goku Black, etc, etc. And he went right through the series, from the very first time we see Goku all the way to whatever version of Goku he was talking about. Now the thing is, I love this idea. From the first time we see Goku, either when he was a baby or a toddler, and Just a Robot talks about Goku from there all the way to the end of whatever series Goku ended with. That was a really good idea, but like I said, he did miss out a few versions of Goku. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm talking about Just a Robot's idea, starting all the way to the beginning of a character from his series, either when he was a kid or he didn't have anything, going all the way to his most powerful form in his series. That is a really good idea, and every time Goku would do a feat, like pushing a boulder or showing how fast he's gotten and stuff like that. As the series go on, he would say, okay, Goku has gotten this fast since Dragon Ball, so he can outspeed this version of Superman. And now Goku's in Dragon Ball GT, he can outspeed this other version of Superman. Or, oh, Goku's this much more durable than he was in Dragon Ball, and now in Dragon Ball Z, he's this much more durable. You know, as the series go on, Goku gets much more powerful. And this can go for any character. From the beginning of their series, they get more powerful as they go. Unless you're Saitama, which is the most powerful character at the beginning of his series. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'll just get straight to the point. You're going to have weak versions of one character, and you're going to have the most powerful versions of that character. Like, there's a lot of versions of Goku, and there's a lot of versions of Superman, and you can't mess them up in order to give an edge to that character. Like, there's loads of versions of Iron Man, the multiple versions in the comics, the multiple versions in animated series, and then there's the MCU, etc, etc. We need to put them all in order from weakest to strongest. Let me show you this chart that I made. Now listen, this is just a rough chart that I made. There are loads of more versions of Goku, and let's just say for example that Xeno Goku is the most powerful version of Goku, just for example. I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying it as an example. Now, you see the stars? Those stars represent the feats that Goku has done throughout his life, and it starts all the way back to when Goku was a kid. And whenever Goku's done an amazing feat, or feats, like he tanked something, or he destroyed something, or he had impressive speed, those feats go into those stars. And as the series goes on, for each feat that Goku has done throughout his life, or throughout the series, depending on which one you're talking about, you know, GT, Super, Xeno, you know, that sort of stuff, it depends on the feats. The stars represent the feats of what that character has done. And here's another chart, and it's for Iron Man. It's the same with Iron Man, like I did with Goku, and yes, I know there's other versions of Iron Man out there, but this is just an example chart. So let's just say for example, we put all versions of Iron Man on this chart, from weakest to most powerfulest, from each series or each timeline. And as the series go on, we see Iron Man do a feat, and we put that feat in one of these stars, from the beginning of his series to the end of his series. Now let's just say for example, we had Goku versus Iron Man, and we put them side by side. Every single version of Iron Man versus all versions of Goku, and we put them side by side. We would be able to see which versions of Iron Man can beat Goku and which versions of Iron Man that Goku can defeat. There's going to be some versions that can't beat Iron Man, and there's going to be some versions of Goku that Iron Man can't defeat. And this is what we need to do. Not only will this sort out how many versions of the characters there are, which versions are the most powerfulest to the weakest, and it'll show the feats of each version of the character as done throughout their timeline or their story, and it'll show which version of a character can beat which version of another character. This is something I think needs to happen. We need something like this. If we had stats like this, then it'll be easy to see which version of a character can be who. Again, I know this is just a rough draft, but in my opinion, I think this is something that we need to do. In my honest opinion, I think this would make things much more easier. It will tell us how many versions there are, it'll tell us which versions are the weakest or the strongest, and it'll tell us how powerful the character is throughout the entire series, of where they come from. And yes, I know this is just a rough graph, but in my opinion, I definitely think it will make things a lot more easier. So what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you guys like this idea? Is there any other way that you would improve this? Please let me know in the comment section below, and let's get a discussion going. I'm Freaky. Peace out. And please don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribestar. It's like Patreon but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.